Do you want to become a content creator, but you're just stuck and you don't know where to start? Look, let's be honest, starting something new is actually really hard, especially if it's something that you haven't done before. And this was really highlighted to me once again, just over the last weekend when I reconnected with a friend that I hadn't seen in over 10 years. This friend had launched different organizations and businesses in 3 different countries. He's got his MBA. His dad was also a business owner and built up a multi-million-dollar business. So he's what you would call a smart guy. But the reason for why we caught up is because he was just saying that he was just stuck and he just felt like he didn't know the next logical steps in order to take to go from where he is now to being an online educator and content creator. So what I wanted to do in this video is I really wanted to break down those core steps of what you need to do in order to get from where you are now to building a successful online education and content creator business. And I know that this is quite a common problem. And the reason for why I know that is because you may not know, but only 4% of all content creators actually earn over $100,000 a year. And that really shows that there is a big glaring problem, is because nowadays there is so much information about how you can become an online educator, launching your own courses, your own online coaching programs, your own paid communities. But with all of that knowledge that is out there, only 4% of people are actually able to crack that code and earn over $100,000. And then that data is coming from Goldman Sachs, and they didn't go into the data of how many people are earning over $1 million a year. But you could imagine if only 4% are earning over 100, that the vast majority of those would not be earning the 7 figures or more that many proclaim to be achieving. And I put this down to information paralysis. There is just way too much information out there. So what I wanted to do in this video is I really wanted to hone in on the next steps that you need to take in order to build your own 6 or 7 figure business. And these are from the lessons that I've learned over the past 2 years of creating my own 7 figure business. Now, just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young and I'm from 7 Figure Coaching. And what I want to do to help you even further and to really streamline this process and put you as many steps forward as possible, if you follow that link in the description below, you can get access to my Get Started kit. And what this does is this breaks down 3 different elements of core training that you'll need in order to create your own 6 or 7 figure business. The first one being my course creation checklist, which also includes the website planner questionnaire so that you can start building out high converting landing pages. It then also takes you through a 6-figure funnel kit so that you see the whole sales process of how you turn someone from a viewer to a buyer of your course or member of your paid community or coaching program. And then I also give you some extra teaching about how to build thumbnails to actually cut through and get you some extra views on YouTube. And you can get all of that amazing teaching just by following that link in the description below. But right now, I want to take you into the 4 things that I want you to start and focus on that are going to take you from where you are now so that you can start to really become a content creator that is actually earning regular money every week and every month. The first thing is that you need to only focus on one content platform. And this is a big area where a lot of people get stuck. They're questioning, should I start on Instagram? Should I start on Facebook? Should I focus on YouTube? Should I launch a podcast? Should I write a book? All of these different options are out there. And unless you have a full-time, probably multi-person content team, you're not going to be able to successfully create content for all of those different platforms. It's just impossible. It's very easy that when you do start into the industry, you see the big players, guys like Gary Vee or Alex Hormozi, and you see them and they've got content absolutely everywhere. So you think, well, that's the way that we've got to go. The reality is that they've got multi-member teams who is creating all of that content for them. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but at the start, you're not going to be able to compete with that. So what my recommendation would be is to focus on one platform only. And for me, my personal recommendation would be to focus on long form content. So that really narrows it down to you focusing on a platform like YouTube or podcasts. The beauty of long form content as well, and YouTube and podcasts, is you could do a podcast which you also release on YouTube. So you're kind of doubling up there and you've at least got 2 platforms happening. The reason for why I recommend that is because at the start of your content creation journey, your first lot of videos, and this could be for the first 6 months, 12 months, even 18 months, are not going to get a lot of views. But you actually don't need a lot of views in order to see success with your content creation journey. And the reason for that is because if you focus on long form content and you're truly helping people, you can very, very quickly grow and scale a business. And the reason for why I know this is that when I started my content creation journey just a little bit over 2 years ago, we were earning over $5,000 a month in course sales and coaching packages when we had a YouTube channel of under 2,000 subscribers. That number increased to over $10,000 with under 3,000 subscribers. From memory, it was about 2,700. And then we're hitting over $85,000 a month when we had less than 20,000 subscribers. And the reason for that is because we focused on long form content where we're able to really connect with the audience, give them some free training, and then really encourage them to really take the learning further with us, which I'm going to give you some extra tips on very, very soon. So the first thing is just focus on one form of content, ideally long form content to start. So at the start, don't worry if you're not even focusing on Instagram or TikTok or any of those other content streams. Just really focus on one content stream and do it well. The next important step is that when you're starting, I want you to go ahead and plan out your first 6 months of content. And the reason for why this is such an important step is because when you're first starting out, the last thing that you want to be doing is that every week when you're planning out your content, you want to be thinking, what am I doing? What am I going to teach on next? Because if you've got a plan for the next 6 months of what you're going to be teaching on, it's going to make this process so much easier. And that may sound like a very daunting task, but I'm about to show you through a process that I use, which allows you to create 6 months of content in no more than 3 to 4 hours. And when it comes to planning out the content for the next 6 months, the first decision that you need to make is that how often are you going to be releasing content? Now, there is no right answer. Some people will only create one piece of content a week. For me, I create 2 pieces of content a week per channel I have, and then others do more, say 3 or 4 uploads a week. What the more important question is, you really need to drill down on what is the right tempo for you so that you can continue that content schedule in the long term. So rather than releasing 3 or 4 pieces of content for the first 6 weeks, and then you just completely burn out or run out of ideas and you're only releasing content every couple of weeks, the better option would just be to release 1 or 2 videos a week. So don't think that you've got to start with 4 to 6 videos a week. The more important thing is consistency and that you stick to a regular schedule. So right now, let me show you how you can plan out 6 months of content in about 3 or 4 hours. So what I'm going to show you through here is that this is my content schedule that I've got for this current channel. But when I first started, and this was going to my other channel when I launched it back at the end of 2021, is I purely just went into a Google Sheet, wrote up YouTube schedule, and then I just started to write down as many different ideas that I could think of about the topic. Now for this one, this was based around Google Ads, but I just wrote down all the different topics that I could think of. And as you can see from there, that gave me a whole heap of different ideas. And then what I did from there is that I would take the different ideas and I used a tool called Answer the Public. And what you can do from here is I went through and did some different searches. So let's run it in through here. So as you can see from here, I've just written in content creator, selected it for YouTube, and then I've just put it into the United States market. And what this does from here is this gives me a whole heap of different questions and options that I can use for content for my channel. And then from there, I'll take these different options and really look at the topics that I want to use, and then I'll just put it into my YouTube schedule. So it's a really easy way that you can build out a content schedule for 6 months in a couple of hours. So now that you're focusing on just one content platform, and then you've gone through and planned out the first 6 months of your content schedule, it brings us to that third step. And this is a very important step that a lot of content creators miss. And that is that you want to have a system in place where you're converting your subscribers and viewers into joining your database. Unfortunately, a big part of the reason for why many content creators are earning well under $100,000 a year is that they don't have a system in place in order to convert viewers and subscribers over to joining your database. How many views your piece of content gets or how many subscribers your channel has can quickly become a useless vanity metric. Because if you're not strategically moving people over to your database, you're not building the platform for a successful business. And the reason for why this is so important is because algorithms can change, channels can be blocked for various reasons. But if you can build a database so you can get your viewers emails, what you're able to then do is you're then able to communicate directly with your most loyal fans in a direct way. And that then allows you to go through and complete the sales process. Now, the way that you do this is that right from the start, even when you're only getting, a couple of 100 views per video, make sure that every video has what we call a lead magnet. And to put it really simply, what a lead magnet is it's you giving your viewer an opportunity to get some free teaching resources in exchange for their email. The way that you offer this can be done in so many different ways. It could be an offer for them to get an ebook. It could be an offer for them to see some extra masterclass training. It could be a diet plan or a meal plan. But the main thing you want to do is you want to make sure that it's related to what you're teaching in that video. And it is really that next logical step. So that the viewer is not only watching your video, but then for the ones who like the way that you teach and they want to learn more, you're giving them that next step where they can go through and download to get that extra teaching. And remember those numbers I gave earlier in this video, how we were able to build a business that which is earning over 7 figures a year with under 20,000 subscribers? That's the way we did it. We built out a really, really powerful database. So make sure that every single video that you release has that invitation for your viewers to join your database through downloading a lead magnet. Because when you have that process in place, it brings you to the fourth important step. That's where you actually go through and create different online courses, online coaching programs, or paid communities, and you sell them directly to your database. And that's the 4 important steps that you need to get right if you want to become a successful content creator or online educator. And because that last step is such a big process, if you want to see some extra training on how to build high converting sales funnels for your business, go through and watch this video right here. See you next time.